Feel your left hand free and your right hand grip with another left hand. Watch his right hand slip. Schwartz is gone.
Good morning, happy Wednesday morning. It's about time to go start our first session of our seminar, all about networking skills. So we're gonna learn how to network, even though we did a good chunk of networking with all of our old classmates last night. That was fun, went to sushi. And now we're gonna head down, check out some knowledge. All right, good morning. A little egg white frittata, a little pineapple. Can't go wrong. Thinking, you're always kind of thinking of content.
Looking at something.
How can that be content? Clients are always asking tax questions. And I'll do a YouTube video about that. Go subscribe to my channel, and then.
Kind of November to mid-December, there's a little cold snap.
We're all scared of trenches.
On our mid-morning break, we kicked off the networking skills portion of our 3-day session and kind of shared successes that we've had since the last time we met. Got to share how we've grown from 4 team members to 12 team members, and then kind of discussing what networking is, what it isn't, how a lot of people have some negative connotations about the networker, the kind of skeezy person that's just trying to wheel and deal, and it's actually about building relationships to have mutual benefit to not just me as a networker, but who can I help as I'm growing my network. So excited to learn more and have more discussions about that as we dive in the rest of the afternoon.
All right, hold on. I got my commitment list.
There we go.
What's it called?
YouTube.com/Tyler McBroom.
We're all scared of trenches.
Having that framing, of the conversation.
That's a very good, valid example of identifying what the client objectives are and executing them in accordance to what their need was.
I'm just doing what you told me.
It doesn't always work out that well,
Yeah.
but it's always fun when it does, because you feel like not only did I do what they want, but I did it in clearly the right way as well. Which are 2 separate things there. It's one thing to meet their objectives, it's another thing to meet their objectives in a clearly defined, deliverable way that they're agreeable with, especially when you have mixing personalities and clients.
Yeah.
Certain people prefer certain styles of delivery, whereas other clients prefer other styles. And you're always balancing what's their information need and how do they want that information.
So we're at lunch. Just had a big plate of lunch meat and lettuce. It was fantastic. It actually was really good. Had a good session, like I talked about earlier. It's called networking skills, but as John and I were discussing earlier before the camera was on, it's been more about kind of human interaction rules and skills, and especially in our industry, a lot of accountants think of sales as a dirty word, and so changing that belief, because your beliefs drive your actions. And so if there's a behavior that's causing you problems, figuring out what your personal belief is behind that behavior that's driving that behavior and addressing that belief. So as an example that we spent a lot of time on this morning was asking for the close on the sale. The belief is that could be pushy or arrogant. Well, you're actually, if you're truly providing value, you're not being pushy or arrogant. You are providing a service and doing what is in the best interest of the client. And so instead of just talking about that behavior, getting a step back and figuring out what your belief is around asking for the close. So just using that framework for anything that is kind of an issue in your life. What is the behavior that's causing the problem? and what's the belief behind it, and how can you look at changing that belief? Because is it a belief for you or a truth universally? So that was a really good conversation that we had. This afternoon, what are we doing? We're doing some more
delving deeper into networking and beliefs and why our beliefs prevent us from doing what we need to do in the networking arena to be successful.
And also how to enter and leave a conversation well without making it awkward. So those will be really valuable tools. That's actually like the most valuable tool. How to leave a conversation when you're bored with the guy or just, need to go pee. So looking forward to giving you those updates, and we'll see you next time. Well, not next time, we'll see you in a few hours. So we're coming into the home stretch of day one. Just had a session on elevator speeches, the importance of having a one-line pitch of when someone asks what you do, having it concise and somewhere between 3 and 5 seconds, which goes real quick when you're thinking about talking about what you do. The other stuff we learned is just kind of some fun, neat tricks, and not tricks, but just proper etiquette on networking, introducing people. You're supposed to introduce the more important person to the less important person. So like if you're introducing a client to a team member, or a senior staff to a lower staff, or just when you're thinking about those relationships, you go client meet staff, staff meet client, always introduce both and back and forth. That was kind of neat. And then we did an exercise where we all had to make up a different name because we all know each other, and then go around and introduce ourselves to 5 people in a 3-minute period, and then go back and write down all the names of the people. So we had practice remembering people's names, because that's a really important skill. Dale Carnegie in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, says that the most important word to a person, the best word to a person, is the sound of their name. And so if you can remember that name, it's huge. It goes a long way. So we're gonna finish out the day, and then hopefully looking to get a nice steak dinner tonight. And it's beautiful out here. Had to do the update outside, and been learning a lot. So sharing more as we go. So we just wrapped our full formal first day. Now the instructor from the Growth Partnership is hosting an informal happy hour. So we're gonna go down and do that, kind of follow-up discussion on everything we learned in a more informal way, and then also discuss some other best practices that were brought up by some of the attendees that we didn't get to just because we had the curriculum to get through. So we're gonna enjoy some of the beautiful Arizona air and have a beverage and continue our knowledge enhancement. Thank you.
No, it's student-led.
We were late, I guess. Instagram, just in the last couple months, 13 to 15 grand. So it was a good first day. Got some good networking and kind of just overall interaction etiquette skills down, and had some nice happy hour with the bagpipes in the background. Yesterday they were right in our ear. They do this bagpipes for literally an hour straight, but we were far away from it this time, so it was just a nice background noise. Anyways, good session. Excited for tomorrow, where we're going to talk about we had to read the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. So we're going to do a deep dive into that. And really, today was about networking and kind of business development. Tomorrow is about more internally focused management stuff. So really excited about that, because that's an area where I'm wanting to grow into. And so we're going to go get a nice steak tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Will your